What's up guys, Thomas back for another video, and today, as you can see, we're not in our typical studio. That's besides the point. Today we got a special item for you. We'll be unboxing and we'll take a look and give you my first impressions. Alright guys, so a couple weeks ago I did a review on the Sweet Photo 40, Sweet Photo 60. There's different sizes of those, but that was a handheld stabilizer, almost like a Steadicam / glide cam. And I thought it would be for me, but after extensive use of it, it just wasn't for me. It just wasn't working. I even opted for a lighter carbon fiber model that would reduce the weight, and after a couple of tries, I just had to return it. And if you want to see that review, I'll leave a link down below. You can take a look at that video. Now, besides that, I said that I was going to get a new stabilizer, maybe an electronic stabilizer in the future, and today is the day. Today we have this, which you can't see yet, is the Zhiyun Crane2, Zhiyun. I pronounce it Zhiyun Crane2. This has been out for a couple of months now. I would say close to almost a year, but maybe 7 or 8 months. There are other options out there as far as other stabilizers. And in another video, I'll talk about why I went with the Crane2 versus the competitors like Fayutech, like the Ronin-S. This was the stabilizer of choice for me. So with that said, let's get this thing open. All right, so I got this from Amazon. This typically goes for 750 bucks. And another reason why I got it so quickly was because this was on sale. They dropped the price $150. So this thing now goes for $599. In addition to that price reduction, they also included a follow focus motor. So if you don't have a compatible camera, this will do the trick. Or if you have a manual camera, this can be used for adjusting your focus. Or in other cases, this can be used to change your zoom on a regular lens or even a manual lens. So that's a bargain. This is a $150 value. I guess in cents, I saved 300 bucks. That's besides the point. So let's get this unboxed. I'll talk a little bit more about this. I'll also unbox this as well. But let's get this thing open. So your typical Amazon packing. All right, so this is the store, the online store that I got it from. I don't know how you pronounce that. Per gear. A box inside of a box. All right, now you get to see it. In typical BakeryPilot fashion, you get to see it before I do. What do you see? All right, there's a paper in here, like a scan card. We'll put that right there. And let's pull this out. This is a really tight fit. Wow. Here you go. Crane2, it's heavy. All right, Crane2 with extra servo follow focus mechanical. So it says that it has the extra follow focus. That's pretty cool. I don't know if they, is that a sticker? Yeah, there's a sticker. So that's a sticker they added onto that. So they're on with the program. It's not just some, I guess from now on, they'll be adding that to all purchases. All right, there's not much on here. Take a look at it. Just the box, and the back tells you some compatible cameras, some cables and stuff. But let's get this open. I'm pretty excited about getting this thing. So there's one tab back here. I did cut that. That's a safety protective tab. Remove these two, open that up. Ooh, so that's cool. They also put some grips on here. Anti-slip grip tape. Well, I can't tell what color. This looks like a white tape. I wish it was black because the stabilizer is black. That's cool. Didn't have to pay for that. All right, and this is the actual stabilizer. Here's some stuff. Here's a strap. All kind of goodies in here. All right, so that's your stabilizer. It has a foam packing back here. I'll close that up. All right, put that right there. All right, so here's the crane itself. We have an instruction manual. Oopsie, that's not good. Instruction manual. Comes like a little card envelope. That's pretty cool. Pull this out. And here you go, you have your Zhyiun Crane. I'm so excited about this thing. Let's get down to it. I guess you want to see it first, so I'll have you guys take a look at it as I unzip it. Pretty cool. It's not foam. It's like a in between a soft and a hard case, but this is a perfect travel size. This may go on overheads for multiple airplanes, and it has the Zhiyun branding on there. Zip that. Are you guys ready for this? All right, here we go. What do you see? What do you see? What do you see? All right, so take a look at it. Smells pretty interesting. This thing is a lot larger than I expected. All right, so it's packed pretty well in there, but that's what it looks like. Here's your handle. I guess I'll need that. So if you get tired on the set, if you're shooting somewhere, you can easily put this crane down, and I will set it up right here, right now. What else do we have here? I guess the actual thing itself, the crane itself, the stabilizer, and it's all in one piece. So that's pretty cool. You have a foam piece down there, and my first impression is this thing it looks like it's built pretty well. I thought it would be plastic, but it's not. It's some kind of alloy, maybe aluminum. You can hear that. So it's pretty cool. Doesn't feel too heavy, but there's no camera on here yet, so I'll save that for later. I'm actually gonna screw this in here so that we have something to work with there. All right. Boom. Take a look at it. You have that joystick LED screen and some kind of a menu knob that I think rotates. It's a power button. I'm familiar with that. I actually use my Zhiyun Smooth Q today to do some filming. And the Smooth Q is a stabilizer for cell phones or for mobile phones. You have this little pouch right here. I think these are the cords for the different manufacturers. There's like 4 of them in there. I have a Canon camera. For Canon micro USB, so this might be the one I need to use. This is Canon as well, micro USB to mini USB. This one's for Sony, and this looks like a charging cable. It looks like a USB to micro USB. And this for Panasonic, USB to CTIA. I don't know what that means. I don't own a Panasonic, but there are multiple cables in there, and apparently 2 for Canon. So hopefully one of those fits my camera. You have the batteries down here, and it looks like the charger for the batteries. Oh, okay, so that makes sense. That cord was the charger for the batteries. I guess you would use a USB. All right, so that's pretty cool. That's all that's in here. There's a cutout for each item in here. It's a pretty cool case, but this is beautiful by itself. One more camera gear to add to the arsenal. But let's talk about a little bit what I see here. First of all, you have this tripod here that can be used to give you leverage while you're shooting. The interface here looks pretty good. I actually like this little red trim on here. You know, it looks pretty good actually. And it's black and red. The whole interface is black and red. You have 2 ports on the side here. I would guess that's for either for camera interface or to update the firmware on the actual stabilizer. These legs feel pretty sturdy. And then you have the follow focus wheel. That's good. It has some resistance to it, which is good. And I wish there was a little bit more resistance, but it works pretty well. I guess it keeps going, it doesn't stop, which is cool. Besides that, so you have your wheel here and you have your joystick. You have your mode button to change the modes, and you have your joystick. That's probably the thing I like least about this Crane2 is the actual joystick on it. It doesn't seem like you can do much maneuvering with it. Besides that, it looks good. You have some etching that's engraved into the steel or aluminum for it, and it's contrasting the black color. Let's try to get this on, get a camera on here, and see if it works. First thing I'll do is put the batteries in here. I have 3 batteries. This is supposedly good for 18 hours on a single charge, and supposedly that is true. When I did do the unboxing of the Smooth Q, that battery was good for 12 hours. So, and I'll say the same thing as well. If you're shooting for 12 hours at a time, I'll be thoroughly impressed, because nobody wants to be on a scene or a shoot for 12 hours. This is very simple. You just unscrew this part and you can get access to the battery compartment. Pretty sweet. And just like any other battery, just put it in there. There's a negative and a positive down here. So the positive is down below. I'll just do that. Boom. Same goes for here. Some pretty cool contacts on here. It looks like gold contacts, so there should be some pretty good connection. There you go. So this thing should weigh a little bit heavier now. Good. Screw back the tripod. And there you go. Here's your Zhiyun Crane all assembled. That wasn't too long, too bad at all. It actually comes assembled. Just have to put the battery in there. So I'm gonna use the camera that I'm shooting on right now. I'm gonna mount my Canon camera on here and then shoot on my B camera, my second camera. So let's do it. Okay, so we're back here. We have our Canon DSLR. This is what I have. I'm a Canon shooter. And this is a pretty light body camera. This is a T7i, very light, less than 2 pounds. This lens is actually almost as heavy, maybe heavier than the camera itself. So this should be well within the weight limits of this stabilizer. This thing can hold at least 7 pounds, and this is nowhere near that. So I'm gonna try to mount this right here. Just take up this quick release plate, and I'm gonna mount that to the camera first, and then slide this in. So you have your lens support right here. This is a fairly heavy lens, but I don't think that's really needed. It looks like I need a screwdriver. I wish it was one of those, one with the butterfly at the bottom, but it is not. So put that on there. Let's see here. I have a coin that works. All right, so I have a coin here. Maybe you might want to have a penny in your arsenal. All right, fair enough. Now let's slide this in place. There you go. Too much to the back. So it's just trying to balance this in 3 axes. That's what you're trying to do here. Too much forward, bring it backwards a little bit. That's good. All right, now we gotta go left and right. So I have my adjustment back here for that. Move the arm left and right. You can see it's going too much to this side, so I got to put the arm out to my right, your left. All right, so just a little bit more to the left, your right. All right, let's see how that works. All right, so this looks pretty balanced right there. Left, right, forward, and back. Anyways, that's pretty good. I have my my zoom to 14 millimeters here. Obviously, if you zoom out or zoom in, that's going to change your balance. But these motors are so strong that I'm sure it can compensate for that. All right, actually, this is pretty balanced. It's not going anywhere. It's just standing in this plane there. So it's not going left or right, up or down. All right, guys, that's it. So only one thing left to do here. I am going to, all right, I'm going to turn this Zhiyun on for the first time, the crane on, and see how well it stabilizes this thing here. So I'm going to pitch it down and see if it erects everything back to its normal state, its neutral state, which should be towards me because I have the display pointed towards you. So let's put the power on right here. Hold that for a couple seconds. Boom, and now it's correct. This is the correct orientation for it, and it's on. I can't see what it's saying on the screen here, so that says PF, that's the pen follow. So I'm gonna turn this, actually let's take the cap off and turn this on so you can see what's going on here. And all right, so you can see for yourself what it's doing. All right, so I'm gonna turn this towards you here, the camera, and the set, which is silly. And it looks like this thing is working pretty good. So that's awesome. And follow. All right, so that works good. Let's see what the other modes are. So you have this mode button right here, and this screen is awesome. It's a light emitting, so it does produce a light if you're in a dark room, which is really good for like night shooting and stuff like that. So change the mode here. Let's see how the joystick works, if pan follow works or not. All right. So that's correct. It's not going to turn left or right, just up or down. So that's pretty cool. The next mode I have here is let's see what it says. That's the lock mode. So if I turn this anyway, it's just going to stay in its last orientation. And this one you can use the joystick left or right, up or down. And I must say I haven't altered the motor speeds or adjustments in any way using the app. And this thing works straight out the box. So that's a testimony to Zhiyun using the product. It works on the first try out the box. Let's go to the next mode here. Pan follow, lock, pan follow. So let's see if I double tap it. So this is the follow mode. So if I pitch down, it should go down. If I pitch up, it should pitch up. If I turn left, it should go left. If I turn right, it should go right. This is a pretty cool mode. It's probably one of the modes I'll be using the most. Pan follow works pretty good too as well. Pan follow, 1, 2, follow, and then 1, 2, 3 should be the selfie mode right here. Point it towards myself if I were to hold it. Alright. You have the POV mode here. This was a recent upgrade to the firmware, so this thing has already the latest firmware, I would guess. So you can go left or right, and that gives you a pretty cool effect. Alright. So I'll be trying that and see how well that works. I just saw a little hesitation there, but we'll see. One of my concerns with this whole new gimbal was this motor head, roll motor, actually blocking the screen. Okay, so that's a big concern of mine before I got this. I was thinking maybe that's going to be a concern. With this camera, I can still see the screen pretty well actually. And this is a Canon camera, so it does have a fold-out, full articulating screen. So that shouldn't be a problem right here. But I'm going to go outside with this camera and try to get some scenes for you guys. Let's do that. Hi guys, we're coming out here. I'm going to start the camera here. I'm using let's see here. I'm using a 10 to 22 millimeter lens. I have the exposure ISO and auto, as you can see here. But anyways, let's see how stable this is. This is me walking here. There's a tree. Let's go low here. Let's go to the car and see what we find. But you can get a good idea of how low I can get low shots. We'll go try to use the car as the subject. All right, let's see here. All right, I just did a shoot on this car today, and I did not have this stabilizer unboxed, so I was using my other Zhiyun actually, Smooth Q, on my cell phone. And the reason I got this one was to do better reviews. Let's see if I can do a jib shot. I'm gonna put it into lock mode. There we go. All right, so let's try it one more time. Pretty cool. I can do it the other way too. Start high and come down low. There you go, jib shot. All right, I'm gonna put this camera into high frame rate and see if I can get some slow motion out of this thing and change my shutter speed. There it is, 2. Change my... So you see I'm doing all of this with my hand on the gimbal still. So the reason why I got this gimbal was so I can do this stuff on the fly. Alright guys, as I was saying, if I have this connected to my camera, I can do all the adjustments right here on the fly. So I'm going to get that cord eventually and have it interface with the camera. For right now, I have it at 60 frames per second, so we can do some slow motion. Exposure isn't that great, but for now, it's going to work.
Don't step too fast, slow.
No, walk normal.
Normal.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just go ahead. All right, it's too hot outside. Hi guys, so we just came back inside and this thing is great. It's a bit heavy, although this is one of the lighter gimbals in the market. This thing feels pretty beefy, but it works. It gets the footage pretty well. As you can see from the video that I shot, it's very smooth. It's very intuitive, so everything works pretty well. The screen is very nice and bright. I love that feature that they have an LCD screen on the back of it. The follow focus, I haven't used it because I haven't connected the camera to it, but it should be compatible with Canon cameras. If you don't have a Canon camera, you do have your follow focus motor right here. And having said that, I think I'll unbox this in another video and show you how it works, maybe assemble it so that it goes onto the lens and you can pull focus that way. But this should be compatible with this camera, just via electronic, and maybe not this lens though, but it should be compatible with my other kit lens. But the build quality is great. It's a lot better than I expected. The battery is still showing full here, so it's good, and I'm thoroughly impressed with it. So for the Zhiyun Crane2, I rate this a 4.5 out of 5 loaves of bread. 4.5 out of 5. It works pretty good. It's light compared to the competitors out there. Maybe in the future I might want to get a dual handle grip, or maybe add this tape to it. It works pretty good. The diameter is pretty big and I have big hands, so that works really well. If you have smaller hands, maybe that may be an issue. And also if you have sweaty hands, this thing could slide and there's no real stop here. It gets to the point where you're very close to the controls in the back. But for right now, it works pretty well. So for the Zhiyun Crane2, 4.5 loaves out of 5, highly recommended. It's on sale right now, so I'll leave a link down below where you can find it for a really good price, and it does come with the free follow focus, which is $150 deal, a bargain. So if you have a non-compatible camera, that might be of use to you. Or if you have a camera with an old lens, this is a good deal. So that's highly recommended. All right, guys, that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button down below, leave a comment if you want to see some other videos from the Crane. I know I had some questions when I was looking at getting one of these things. I waited a couple months just to get this one. Although there are other competitors out there with similar prices, cheaper prices, maybe higher prices, or even considered better. This does meet my expectation. As far as a review, as an objective review, this thing is great. If you do have another camera, say a Panasonic, there might be some other gimbals that may be better for you. In this case, I have a Canon camera, so some of the shortfalls or downfalls of this is justifiable because my camera can get around those shortcomings like the articulating screen, which doesn't really block my vision with this roll motor right here. But besides that, it works pretty well. So with that said, this thing is a go. If you get one, get it before they're all gone or before the special is over. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment down below if you want to see more videos about this gimbal here. I'll be doing some more information on the follow focus wheel, some interaction with the camera using the USB cable. If you want to see videos about that, leave a comment down below. I'll also make another video why I chose this one over the next competitor, which was the Ronin-S. I highly consider getting the Ronin-S, and this was the gimbal for me. But until next time, please don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace. Handheld stabilizer, almost like a steady cam slash, almost like a steady clam.